Because I played so much cricket, I was able to witness some miracles on the cricket field. Glenn McGrath's catch off Warney at the Adelaide Oval was an absolute miracle.
One of the great outfield catches you'll ever see.
And then I saw him get 50 or 60, wasn't it? 61 he got at the Gabba against New Zealand, which was another miracle.
And he's done it, and he's done it in grand style with a boundary. Well done, Glenn McGrath, first ever half-century in Test cricket.
Glenn tells a funny story about as he's walking out, Adam Gilchrist has got his full whites on and he's taping up his fingers getting ready to go out in the field. And Glenn was saying, well, I don't have much confidence in me, Diz.
I was backing him all the way, although I had my hands all taped up ready to go out and keep, but not needed. But that is the funniest hour and a half cricket I've ever seen.
And as soon as McGrath went out to bat any time, all the bowlers were ready, they had their boots on, they had their ankle strapped, everyone was ready to go because it didn't generally last too long.
It was a lot of fun batting with him. You were always entertained when Glenn came out to bat, and sometimes it didn't last very long at all, but when he did stay out there for any period of time, it was very entertaining.
I'd been injured with my ankle. I had an ankle operation. I was just getting my body used to bowling again. I was going to the SCG nets and I thought, well, I'm there, I might as well face the ball machine. So I was facing probably 500 balls a week in front of the ball machine, which I wouldn't face in a year, normally in the nets probably. So yeah, I'd had probably a couple of months leading up, so I was probably seeing the ball okay.
I remember Glenn coming out and he played a couple of defensive shots and we're just chatting and he said, I'm going to stick to a basic game plan and I'm going to not play too many shots and all this sort of stuff and we'll just get a good partnership going. Well, I reckon the next 10 balls he played 10 different shots he tried to hook something, he tried to cut, drive, leg glance, sort of sweep. It just brought out every shot in the book and it was quite comical at the other end.
Been practicing the pull shot and the hook shot and I think 60 of my 61 runs was scored on the leg side and there was one little dab down on the offside for a single. So in some respect I did have a little bit of luck, but the fact that I put in a fair bit of work prior goes to show if you put the work in then you'll get the result. I had a little bit of luck. I think I got to 11, which is probably a big score for me. I got to 11 and I got dropped twice. There was one ball down leg side which I just got an edge on it, off the face, and Brendan McCullum just put it down. And then the next ball I went to pull, one went straight up and Richardson, the opening batsman, ran it underneath it running around like should have taken it. He didn't even get a mid on it. So I don't know what happened there. So in 2 consecutive balls on 11, which is my lucky number, I got dropped. We sort of broke it down. We said, okay, I think we're going along at 5s. Okay, the score's whatever it was. Okay, let's get to another 5 or let's get to another 10, and just sort of we had little goals along the way just to keep ourselves going. And just the scoreboard was ticking over, and I was playing a few shots and got away with it. So it was a bit of fun.
We could see the lads clapping and cheering.
Sutton is on 25.
The thing I remember most about that was just how much we were laughing and having fun in the viewing room. That day we sat there for about 2 hours and just watched this partnership between two absolute clowns really, in Gillespie and McGrath.
A good crowd can't quite believe that it's this much fun.
Yeah, I've seen a few highlights of that day, and I hit a few boundaries, even hit a 6. And when I first went out to bat, I think there was nobody in the player viewing box. They're all getting ready to come out the field. And then the more runs I scored, the more of them came back. And each time I hit a boundary, the camera goes from me straight to the players' viewing box. And to see their faces, those big smiles, but that look of total sheer disbelief is something I really enjoy.
Well, he's definitely going for it, and he's hit a big one. So 2 needed. And he's going to do it in style.
When Glenn got his 50, the lads were just all on their feet and celebrating and high-fiving each other and clapping and cheering. It was a great moment for Glenn. When you average 5 with the bat and you go and get a score that's over 10 times your average, I think that's a pretty special feat. I mean, for Glenn to get 61, it's like Ricky Ponting getting 700. If you go on averages, so it was a pretty awesome feat by a young Pidge.
When I got my 50, I was pretty happy, but then I think I became more nervous once I scored my 50 because I wanted Dizzy to get his.
It's obviously a pretty good batting day for you today, but you're going to be the subject of a batting masterclass. Today's masterclass is shots all round the wicket. And, How did it feel, Glenn, when you're walking out to bat yesterday? Did you know something special was on?
Just another day at the office, yeah. You know, just going out there. I was happy Dizzy was at the other end because, you know, he generally hangs around. My previous top scores have been with Jason, so I was feeling pretty confident.
Now, Dizzy, you haven't got a Test match 50 yet. It's up to him to support you now.
Yeah, it is. It's about time he returns a favour. Other teammates let me down in the past, so I'm hoping that Glenn can hang around and hopefully I don't take too long. Hopefully I can get there by lunch.
Yeah, it was just a couple of my mates from my cricket club, Adelaide Cricket Club, who said, oh, you can do like a Happy Gilmore sort of celebration if you get to 50. And I don't think they ever thought for 1 minute that I would have the guts to do it. But they probably should have known better. But I think all the lads obviously knew that I would have celebrated that way had I reached 50. So I did. Once I did it, raised the bat. I could see the boys there, and they were just crying with laughter. And that's what it's all about, having a bit of fun, isn't it?
Gillespie is on 52, McGrath is on 57. The partnership is 106, and the Australians supporters and team members are loving it.
The onus was on Glenn, and rightly it should have been. I thought it was an incredible achievement by Pidge, and rightly, you know, got the recognition it deserved. And the fact that I got a 50 at the other end, you know, it was great for me personally. I remember that.
Let's just reflect on Gillespie and McGrath. It's been their time.
Superb, challenging cricket.
Happy for Pidge to completely have the limelight there, no problem.
The funniest thing about it was, though, the next week we turn up for the next Test match and he's got his own stickers on his bat, like the Glenn McGrath 61 on the face of his bat. Like, fair enough if it's Matthew Hayden that gets 380, that's fair enough if you get that on your bat. But Glenn turned up with the Summers 61 on his bat. We all thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, I got plenty of other batsmen to 100s and 200s, but none of them ever got me to my 50 except for Diz. So yeah, that's probably, for me personally, that's my favourite innings. Yeah.